Hey everybody, Strangers123 here, today with a replay cast. I'm playing with Pointy Head Jedi. This is the last battle of my live stream yesterday evening. Don't forget to follow me at twitch.tv/Strangers123 and maybe we can enjoy some games, like for example, this one together. Now, it is a battle I played with Pointy Head Jedi. We're both in Perth because, hey, reasons. So, well, what's so special about the Perth? Isn't it really just a stock Leander that can shoot HE and has crap AP? Oh yeah, I forgot I actually turned on Ashigara, so, oops, not Yotaro. There you go. Standard Japanese, back to voices, there you go. I turned on Ashigara because, well, I guess someone requested it, quote unquote. Regardless, what's so special about the Perth? Well, first of all, it's a Commonwealth ship, so you need your own captain. For that, you can't just stick a Royal Navy ship captain into this, so that means that you might not be having the best captain in it, unless, of course, you've been skill clubbing a lot with it. I have IFHE on mine, but what really is special, and I don't think it works in replays at all, but you can have a 4-minute scout plane and almost 2-minute, well, almost 2-minute smokescreen deployment time with a 9-second active time. Of course, I have both the Hydro, Scout Plane, and Smokescreen upgrades boosting their duration. Although the Smokescreen cost of Smokescreen it's increasing the deployment time, but decreases the active time of the smoke. But it doesn't really matter because losing 10% on your Smokescreen active time, so you lose. You go from 10 seconds of hiding inside your smoke suddenly down to 9 seconds in your smoke or something like that. So. Great, big deal, but you can creep, I think, 30% farther, or 30% longer with it. So here we go, I'm opening up with my first smoke. My division mate is, well, creeping up behind. Enemy Fubuki up, so I definitely want to get shots on this. Hopefully our aircraft carrier can actually keep that spotted, but at the moment I'm not actually sure what is spotting it. It might be the kamikaze group that is in front of my current ship position. I really would like to knock that destroyer out because it would be really good for us. Not exactly sure how fast the Fubuki would have been able to move at this point, so I'm not really going to get a good kill on that at the moment, it seems. I'm basically just going to stop my ship inside of the smoke screen here and invade it, but Pointy Head Jedi is kind of forced/pressured out of it. So now that the torpedoes have passed, I need to rapidly accelerate to basically be able to cover Jedi in smoke again. So we kind of already are desynchronized, if you want, in our opening plays. I'm going to skid out, but it doesn't really matter because Jedi probably is the one who's being shot at for the moment. So here I am again, and within a few seconds, there we go, the smoke screen will cover Jedi. And now, well, let's see, Nürnberg, that's out of the smoke screen. I need to get my ship into position where I can turn it around so that we're both kind of back in sync with our ship movements, because that matters quite a lot when you're doing double Perth divisions. Jedi kind of reversed a little bit, I see that, so I'm going to slow down slightly just to get him back in towards, into sync. And then now that we're back in sync, we're going to just slowly continue creeping towards the enemy side of the map, because that's kind of what the Perth does, really. Fubuki shows back up again. I don't actually recognize this yet, which is a pretty massive thing with me, but I pretty much always shoot with, what is it again? I almost always, leave sniper scope after every shot, even in a lot of my destroyers, so despite this being 3 AM and me rather being tired on a Tuesday night, and I hate Tuesdays, a lot of people hate Mondays, but Tuesdays is my bad day. And there you go, more Fubuki torpedoes. I forgot to tell Jedi that my Hydra was down, another bit of shit play from my end. October Sky Revolutia takes that torpedo, so I don't have to, and, well, we're now getting stuff pushing up behind us, so, well, I'm out of the smoke, but nothing really is there to spot me, so I'm kind of fine with this. At least for the moment. Just gonna turn myself around and get myself back in sync with Jedi's movement. And I guess we can either continue creeping or just sit there, but this Queen Elizabeth is kind of coming up behind us. We really don't have much to stop that, so I definitely think that it's going to be up to us to send some shells her way. I mean, we could stop here and start reversing towards it just to get ourselves into range, but I guess that thought kind of flew over both of our heads during the course of this battle, and we both just decided to creep forward quarter speed. I mean, at the end of the day, there's more damage in front of us. And Jedi's had his spotter plane up active for quite a while, I don't, so he's, we're kind of desynced in terms of that, and our firing ranges, because of that as well now. But QE leaves my range, and I'm thinking, should I launch a plane to engage that? I mean, Jedi still is able to shoot that, so I decide, alright, screw it. I'm going to send my plane up and continue plinking away. I mean, at the moment, I haven't done much damage. 23k really isn't that great of a number, and I'm really out of practice with shooting through scout planes. I haven't been playing my battleships much recently, so my aim here is going to be absolutely horrendous, and it shows on the amount of hits I'm getting and the damage I'm picking up on this guy. But, I do have some fires burning on the guy, so that is kind of boosting my damage. Unfortunately, my front turrets decide that they're not going to shoot, and that salvo just derps over him. But hey, that QE seems to be taking a pretty nasty hammering, and we're both kind of getting out of range, and our smoke screens are about to expire, so we really should consider getting our speed up, and not get blattered. That would kind of not be so good. Regardless, my smoke screen is almost back up, and not going to finish off QE, so it's not really an issue at all, actually. Kind of gonna get a bit of a collision here with Jedi, but I guess it's fine, as long as I don't, shoot him and take off any of his health unnecessarily. I'm in a position to smoke again, so it covers him, but I will need to get myself into the smoke screen as well. And there you go, I've slowed down. So now we just, go back to creeping mode, because comrade, Persa is balance, da. Now, I have IFHE, so I'm hammering right through this KGV's armor. I really don't care about your armor that much, as long as I get hits, I get damage. In Jedi's case, it's not as clear cut as that, because he kind of needs to hit superstructure. Sure, it's 25 millimeters of armor, but for some reason Perth guns actually seems to struggle with that, as you saw with that salvo that Jedi got, which is rather awkward. Must be some rounding issues here, or I'm forgetting the mathematics behind it. But hey, whatever. I have IFHE, so I can absolutely pummel the KGV. Put my Hydra up as well in case there are going to be any Mutski torps. I think it's Mutski. Yeah, Mutski torpedoes coming in. And I still have a minute 40 on my scout plane, so I'm just going to keep pummeling the KGV. Set a fire on him, maybe he'll reappear, but doesn't seem like that. If he shoots, he's going to reappear. His concealment from shooting isn't that great. But Perth being Perth, and the fact that you only actually have 8 outgoing guns with 7-second reload, means that you don't actually have all that great DPM overall. So you are really relying on your smoke and your ability to just keep guns rolling and keep guns shooting to be able to actually dish out any decent damage. Which, as a concept, I'm perfectly fine with. Like, I don't mind this as a concept. Now, I think Jedi's plane is about to go down, so he's going to shoot the Mutski. Me being reasonably out of practice shooting with the scout plane, I think it's just going to be a waste of my ammunition trying to shoot a Mutski, even if it's, I say, quote-unquote, only 12 kilometers away, as long as my scout plane is up, simply just due to the fact that I'm not going to be able to hit that. And I think that's even out of Jedi's range now as well, so because his scout plane is down, but I'm just going to continue spamming away at this Texas. Not the world's best play in the world, in all fairness, but I don't really want to be wasting ammo missing a Mutski either, so hey. Anyways, my smoke's gone in 3 seconds, so I need to stop my ship so that Jedi can take point again. But at the moment, there actually isn't anything to shoot, so they're really, in all fairness, I don't really think there's that much of a point in really smoking up here, but I suppose if we are able to creep towards the enemy fleet as I knock out a plane, finally, we could actually potentially maybe achieve something. Anyways, my plane's about to go down, and this Mutski has taken a really good hammering now, so I think that Mutski is going down. And bam, our Kamikaze actually nails the kill. Much easier to shoot stuff when it's not on scout plane if you're not actually in practice shooting that. This Kernish is being rather a bit of a disturbance in a way, because he's approaching the smoke screen, and if he's sticking around it, he's kind of going to be spotting, getting himself spotted and potentially getting a shot. So I hope he kind of fucks off and doesn't, you know, stay anywhere near the smoke screen. KGV seems intriguingly interested in returning, and the smoke creeping isn't that nice. But hopefully this, you know, Kurdish doesn't actually, the one on our team doesn't actually know how this thing smoke screen works, so that he's going to be left behind it. And I just hope that continues happening, because I don't want him anywhere near us, because he's just going to get spotted. He's going to get shot at. They're going to miss and they're going to hit us. You know, Kurdish has nothing to do in a smoke screen at this kind of range, simply because he probably won't be able to shoot out of the smoke screen without being spotted. Anyways, KGV is being pummeled, so he's running away again. Fair play to him, because there is a lot of stuff here and they all want to shoot at him. The Congo, it is here, but he is reversing, but sod it. Kind of want to blink away the KGV a little bit. My smoke screen's almost up, and Jedi's is out, so I'm going to pressure on and push up. You know, full HP, I can take a little bit of damage. And at any point I can just deploy my smoke again and, well, continue blinking away from inside of it. But I do want to try to minimize the amount of people that are able to shoot back at me. So I do kind of want to, you know, I do definitely want to continue being careful here, you know, despite moving open like this. And it apparently seems that I don't actually have priority targets. I'm actually not sure if I do or not, so I'm just going to smoke myself up here again, because I'm not actually sure how much that, you know, they would be trying to shoot me. Kind of a wasted smoke screen, but kind of not really. I mean, it will cover me until I get my scout plane up, so I can start blinking from longer range, which means that I'll be able to actually do some proper, you know, long-range evasion. You don't really want to be trying to dodge battleship shells at like 10-kilometer range, because, pro tip, it doesn't really work. But he is having a really, really bad day. And HE armor is interesting in the sense that it is kind of, you know, like more than 32 millimeters thick in a lot of areas, like the deck, for example, meaning that you can't actually HE bend that and kill it. However, HE gets a heal up, so more damage to farm, at least a little bit for now. I'm not going to utilize all my main battery guns on that, because there is a KGV off in the distance, and the guy probably is going to take some torpedoes, unless that happens and they expire, because our torpedoes only 8-kilometer range, so that's a bit unfortunate for them, but I don't really mind. It means I can shoot a little bit more damage on them. But Johnny's coming around the corner as Nagato picks up this kill as well, and I'm going to send an AP salvo here because I just reloaded it, and only get one Citadel for 5.6k, so the Kamikaze R-Torp manages to pick up the kill. I don't manage to take that away. Bit unfortunate, but I pushed my damage up to 90,000 at this point, and there was a Ranger somewhere down the line. Well, my scout plane is almost up, but these guys are still a little bit out of range, and my smoke screen's going to be down. So I guess it's going to be back to shooting at people with scout planes up, which is not something I'm, like I said, that comfortable with. At least not for the moment, because I haven't been using the scout plane much recently. Regardless, my last smoke is out, so there's no real point in just slowing down here. They're probably going to try to shoot at me now anyways, because, I mean, I've been shooting at this KGV for quite some decent damage already, so he probably isn't too happy with me. And there you go, he's spamming HE in return. I failed to realize it early enough. I could have evaded some of that, and he actually knocks out my rudder here, which is something I kind of would like to keep, so I don't, you know, railroad for a bit and get my guns back on target. He does actually permanently destroy my starboard torpedo tube. Not like it matters that much, because all their crap's going to be well out of range. You know, well out of range for me to do anything with my torpedoes, so even if he completely breaks them, I don't care. I see him shooting again, so I'm just going to stop and drop to intern his salvo during my reload as well. So that's, you know, good evasion by me. He's reasonably down on health, and he's never going to blow me up like this. My armor should be sufficient to tank his HE shells, even if he does score hits on my Citadel belt. So I'm not all that much worried. My damage control party is almost up. Well, almost. It's still 17 seconds, but he'd need to hit me for like 15k to... Well, actually, he'd need to hit me for like 17k at this point to burn me down. And he goes down. I don't really care too much about evading the salvo. Just going to slow down into it and take all of it. It doesn't matter. If you take all of the salvos, it just means you get the better adrenaline rush damage output, and I don't really mind that, because it means I get more damage to deal. Their Baguette has actually gotten himself into our back cap now, so... But we do have a Kurdish and a Pensacola heading back, so that shouldn't be a major problem. I think that even the Pensacola's heading there. When you're shooting at Rangers, do keep in mind that their citadel is actually at the back of the ship. I do say on stream that it's actually at the front end of the ship. It's just to try to get Jedi to shoot this area so that I get the citadels. It actually is, it's a lower citadel belt here, which tapers up around about here, tapers up, and it goes up like this. So you want your shells to land underneath these smokestacks with HE, because that's where the citadel belt is. And as you can see, my aim is being reasonably decent on that area. It's exactly that kind of an area where you want to try to land them. And you can see I am picking up some pretty solid damage against this Ranger by just taking full advantage of the knowledge of where his citadel is. I mean, all of the armor is 25mm armor at best, and that's on the aircraft carrier flight deck. That was a little bit overled, but I still pick up a little bit of damage and a fire. So that Ranger is definitely gone. Gonna shoot something else. Let me just zoom out like this so that when I do actually zoom out, you'll probably see me zooming out. The friendly captain is being properly reset, and, well, I mean, this game is over. No real point in showing you the post-battle results screens in all fairness. You can see the damage up there. Do manage to pick up 4 citadels, 3 of them on the Ranger, 1 on the Bajani, and I think I can get 1 more. It might be on this Furutaka later on. I'm just merrily blinking away. Pentacola and Emil Baguette goes down, so it's just this Furutaka left, and he's kind of heading towards an island series, so he either needs to turn away or turn in, and it seems he's made his choice. He is going to turn the ship in. So hopefully I can get a little bit better aim on that and pick up a little bit more damage. But approaching 130k damage in a Perth isn't too bad. I mean, it's not a tier 8 game, it's just tier 7, but I did have some targets that I could do some proper good farming on, so I really enjoyed that. Never really was under much pressure this game, so you know, I didn't really have to do too much. At least it didn't feel like that. It's just Perth being Perth. Furutaka shooting AP at me at that kind of an angle. He could actually citadel me through the bow because of the fact that I am kind of actually poorly. I am really poorly angled. I shoot 1 AP salvo, figuring he's not going to broadside me for too long. So if I had shot another AP salvo, there's a good chance I could have killed him. And there you go, he does citadel me. But I know that his firepower isn't good enough for it to really matter. And he's going to die long before he manages to kill me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, subscribe to my YouTube. And I shall catch you guys in the next one. Take care.